Welcome to the Mindset Over Magic podcast. In today's episode, we are going to be talking all about the importance of decluttering your home and how it reflects and influences your mental and spiritual state. There's some major symbolism behind clutter in different areas of the home, so we'll be discussing what these symbolize and how clutter can sometimes be a manifestation or even an external cry for help in some areas of your life. So let's jump right in. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Shadoff from Beyond Magic, and for 15 years, I've been mastering my spiritual abilities to bring healing and mentorship to those I meet along my journey. I underwent a dark night of the soul, which catapulted me into awakening to my life's true purpose. And now, I empower and teach others to find their own spiritual mastery. This is the podcast where I bring the principles of spirituality, mindset, and resistance to light, which will help you heal your past and karmic imprints, so you can finally have the life you desire. And it all starts from within. This is the Mindset Over Magic podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the Mindset Over Magic podcast. Thank you for being here for yourself and tuning in to this week's episode. I'm your host, Jacqueline Shadoff from Beyond Magic, and today we're diving into a topic that's not just about cleaning up your living space, but also about clearing the pathways to a more peaceful, balanced mind. This is something we all need to pay attention to, myself included, because I've been decluttering my space a lot lately, and I've actually turned this into a regular activity that I incorporate into my spiritual routine. It really helps with cleansing yourself and your space of stagnant energies and even those old memories that no longer serve you. So you may all have heard this phrase because it's something that I personally hear often. A cluttered home is a cluttered mind. Have you heard that phrase before? I mean, I'm sure most of us have, but perhaps very few of us actually stopped to think about what that really means. Our living space tends to be a reflection of our inner world. When our homes are chaotic, there's a link there, so our minds are often chaotic too. Just as we accumulate physical clutter, we also accumulate mental and emotional clutter, unresolved feelings, unfulfilled desires, and outdated beliefs that no longer serve us. These things can get piled on just as much as physical clutter can. Another thing, how many of you have gifts from past partners still kicking around somewhere in your home? I'm sure there are lots of memories and energy tied to those items, so just think really long and really hard about whether you want to carry those energies with you into the next chapters of your life. I know for myself, I tend to prefer having a clean slate going forwards, especially after experiencing traumatic events like major life changes and breakups. So it really helps to get rid of things you're unnecessarily holding onto. In these scenarios, when you hold on to these items, it's like you're holding on to the past because of the energetic imprints that they carry. Household clutter accumulation can also be correlated to different kinds of fear. Fears of change, fear of forgetting or being forgotten, or even fears of lack. So many people I know who hoard possessions grew up having this lack mindset because of what they were taught in childhood, and they're holding on to these possessions because of an unresolved inner child wound. Clutter can also symbolize other negative emotions like confusion, lack of focus, chaos, uncertainty in life, or lack of clarity in your personal identity or life goals. The location in which this clutter has been built up reflects the areas in your life that are problematic. Here's another phrase. Have you ever heard someone say the phrase skeletons in their closet? That phrase packs more punch and power than just being a euphemism for secrets. If you have cluttered closets, it signifies inner turmoil and internal conflicts, just as you would have if you had skeletons in your closet. Once you've taken the time to properly clean and organize your closet, those internal conflicts will calm down and you will feel more at peace. Another big one is holding onto broken or damaged items. Sure, you might tell yourself that you'll fix them one day, but will you really? How long has that ripped dress been sitting at the back of your closet, Jessica? When are you ever going to fix the signal on that old TV, Daniel? What use do you have for an item that's just taking up space and isn't even able to be used? Broken or damaged objects symbolize broken promises and broken dreams. And if they're a broken household appliance or an object meant for a specific room, it can even symbolize health or financial problems and discord in relationships. The problem is people who grow up with a lack mindset from an inner child wound will hold on to these objects, believing that they will one day come in handy. Believing that when that day comes, they won't have the funds to buy a replacement if they were to dispose of it today. But what they don't realize is that by holding on to it, they're actually causing more harm to themselves energetically, mentally, and even physically. As such, when you start to declutter your home, you're not just tidying up. You're engaging in a sacred ritual of release, letting go of what no longer serves you. This act of clearing out physical space makes room for new energy to flow in, both in your environment and in your mind. But why is it so important? Okay, let me reframe it. Think about it this way. How do you feel when you walk into a room that's messy, cluttered, and disorganized? The energy feels stagnant, heavy. It might even make you feel anxious or overwhelmed. Now, contrast that with the feeling of stepping into a room that's clean, organized, and open. The energy flows much more freely, and you likely feel more at ease. You feel calmer. You feel like everything is lighter. Tie that in with the principles of Feng Shui, and you'll understand that there's also a luck component to it, where clutter in different areas of a living space can negatively impact your love life, finances, and general luck in life. The state of your living space is the state in which your life and your mind is. We emit signals through the objects we keep personal to us. By this, I mean that every object that we have in our lives has a purpose. And these objects carry frequencies, energies. Having too many objects means we'll have clashing energies in our home. We'll be emitting signals out into the universe that clash with one another. This is confusing and chaotic, and that reflects back on our lives, causing our lives to be poorly structured, undefined, confused, and chaotic. Our ideas will be muddled, and our projects and plans won't pan out. So depending on where the clutter is in our home, that's the area of life where we struggle. For example, if you're the kind of person who piles objects up or leaves clutter in the entrance area of your house, this signifies a fear of relating to other people. If you tend to pile things up in your closet, this sends the message that you struggle with controlling, analyzing, and managing your emotions. If you have a lot of clutter in the kitchen, this signifies that you carry a lot of resentment or you suffer from emotional fragility of some sort. If you have a lot of clutter on your desk or in your workspace area, that means you struggle with frustration, fear, and the need to control situations. If you have clutter behind doors, this insinuates a fear of not being accepted by others and a fear of constantly being watched. Clutter under the furniture means that you put too much importance on appearances. If you tend to pile up objects in the garage, then you have a fear of change and lack of ability to update. If you are noticing you have clutter and objects piled up all around the house, then this means you lack courage. You may be dealing with a lot of anger, disdain, and apathy towards all aspects of life. If you have clutter in the hallways, you may be dealing with a difficulty of communicating and fear to speak what's on your mind. You may also be afraid of manifesting what you want in life. A cluttered dining room shows that the person fears taking firm and solid steps in life towards their goals. Having a cluttered bedroom can symbolize fear of social rejection, but it can also symbolize that this person leaves things unfinished. This could mean that they have a hard time getting a stable partner or a stable job. Children's rooms are often messy because they haven't gone through the process of understanding and knowing what it is that they want in life yet. So this is normal for them. But for an adult, especially past the first Saturn return in a person's life, which is around the 28 to 30 years age mark, this is a bad sign that the person has not yet fully matured. Although, back to the argument about children, there are some fascinating studies that children who keep their rooms organized tend to do better at school. When we declutter, we're essentially removing energetic blockages in our environment. This allows for a smoother flow of positive energy throughout our space. This positive energy is also known as qi in feng shui. And we use feng shui because we want to prevent the positive energy, the qi, from rapidly leaving our home while allowing it to still move freely within it. And just as this energy flows more freely, we will start to notice a shift in our mental and emotional state, as well as certain areas in our life becoming luckier. Our thoughts become clearer, our mood lifts, we feel more connected to our true selves, and our external reality shifts, bringing us blessings and luck where there was very little or none before. Especially as we near Scorpio season, which falls on October 23rd, by the way, this is a great time to clear old energies by decluttering your physical space. Scorpio season is a great time to do shadow work and to clear yourself of entities that feed off of your lower energy. Some of these entity attachments are your inner shadows coming through and are needing to be healed. When they come out like this, they are ready to be healed. They are making themselves known so that you know what it is that you need to heal from. So this is why it's a great time to focus on inner healing, and decluttering is just a big part of that. There are also two different types of clutter, which can also signify what you are going through. So let's explore that. New clutter. This is, if you're always buying new things, purchasing a lot of stuff, thrifting, taking things that are new to you home, like you're going shopping all the time and you're buying things that you don't necessarily need, but you're just like, you know what, I want that. And there's this and I want that. And, that decor piece, oh, it's beautiful. That will look great. This is new clutter. Any kind of things that are new to you and new to your home, all of that is new clutter. And if you tend to accumulate this kind of clutter, that means that you are trying to do too many things at once. You're not able to focus on one thing at a time or maintain your attention on what it is that you need to do in life. You may have even lost direction and purpose. There is a great way to evaluate whether what it is that you want to purchase is going to make an impact, if it's going to be worth the purchase. So I have this great checklist that I go through when I think I want to buy something, and I'm going to go through that with you in the next episode when I talk to you all about these actionable steps that you can take towards decluttering your home and decluttering your mind. So of course we have new clutter, but then we also have old clutter. Hoarding. I'm talking about objects that you haven't used in a long time. Things that are piled up in the attic or the garage, in the back of your closet. Those things. Even documents on your computer that you haven't opened in a long time or don't see yourself opening ever again. Old magazines you don't read anymore. Clothes you haven't worn in over a year. You get my drift. If you are hoarding old items like those on that list, that means that you're living in the past. You are letting your old ideas and emotions take over your mind in the present day, and this prevents new opportunities and new people from entering your life. So that's why it's important to take those steps to declutter your space on a regular basis. I'm going to be going through some more feng shui tips on the next episode, and I'll also be walking you through some actionable steps to get it all under control. So we're talking about things that you can do today to get this clutter under control and start decluttering your home from these stagnant energies and making your mind and your life so much easier and more at peace. So thank you so much for joining me today on this week's episode of Mindset Over Magic. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with your fellow spirituality seekers. And remember, I'm Jackie from Beyond Magic, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Be sure to check out my website, beyondmagic.com. That's beyondmagic.com, and follow me on Instagram and YouTube to stay in the loop. I'll put those links down in the show notes so they're easy to access. If you're looking for some personalized guidance or coaching, you could check out my website for some tarot readings, or you can DM me on Instagram or email me info@beyondmagic.com, and let's schedule something so we can work together. Stay tuned for more episodes where we will continue to explore ways to heal and experience profound transformations through spiritual empowerment. Until next time, stay magical and embrace the power within you. I'm Jacqueline Shadoff from Beyond Magic, and I'll talk to you guys next time on Mindset Over Magic.